I've done over 50,000 sales calls. In this video, I'm going to teach you the main mistakes that I made that prevented me from closing more deals, making more money in commissions, and overall just being less miserable when I wasn't good at sales. Okay, I'm going to teach you step by step the exact things that screwed me up the most, so make sure you watch all the way through to the end, because the last one is the one that you probably don't want to hear, but that you have to hear. The first one is all about the truth about objection handling. Like, so many people think that objection handling is this like extraordinarily complex thing that people have to like learn how to ninjutsu their way around absolutely everything. But the reality is that most objections are not that. They're just a concern, and they're not scared to spend the money. We don't need to learn these crazy reframes. We can, and there's a time and a place for that, okay? But you don't have to. And the reality is that most of them are just money concerns. If they need time, it's because they need time to get the money. If they want to go talk to their partner, it's because they need to talk to their partner about what? Spending the money. If they want to go away and think about it, okay, then what do they want to do? They want to think about spending the money. Okay, if you are a channel member, which you can do by joining the channel, then you actually get access to a full 8-week objection handling course where we go really deep on this. But the essential is that most things are money concerns. So if you're going to put time, effort, energy, and focus into something, then do it on the money objection, okay? It starts off with, money aside, do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Okay, that's very specific wording. Okay, that's a great way to start. There's a lot of videos on here in the channel. We'll link a video up here, wherever it goes, on me going through that. But most things are just money concerns. The fear objections, a lot of them are just coping mechanisms for sales reps to give themselves a reason as to why the person had a bad mindset, when in reality, they probably just didn't espouse a very good value proposition, nor did they actually handle the actual concern, which was the money.
Sorry, I'm sweating. I'm in Maui. Okay?
So, you know, my life is dope and I do dope shit. Kanye. Okay, all right, so that's the truth about objections. Just learn money, the rest will come. Learn how to handle it masterfully, and most of your objections, most of the logistical objections will just handle themselves. You don't have to put too much time into it. In the hierarchy of all things to learn, objections are not at the top, okay? This next thing is at the top, okay? The number 2 thing is that you sound weird, and that's why they don't buy, okay? A lot of you sound like you're in court when you sell. I train a lot of salespeople in a lot of different industries, and because I own Dialer, which is a business where where people dial leads in our software, I get to hear an awful lot of sales calls and an awful lot of set calls, and most of you sound like you're at court being like,
well, Your Honor, see, what had happened was, respectfully, of course, you see, there was a prodigious amount of velocity in my car, and that is why I failed to acquiesce at the cease to move sign.
It's like, oh, so you didn't stop at a stop sign? It's like you say ridiculous things and you sound odd and you don't sound like yourself, and that's why people don't buy from you. You just sound fucking weird, okay? So listen back to your sales calls and go, do I sound like me? Am I trying to be someone else? Am I trying to be Matt Ryder? Am I trying to be Jeremy Minor? Am I trying to be Jordan Belfort? Am I trying to be Grant Cardone? If you are, don't be. Don't be me, okay?
You couldn't handle it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, just be yourself, okay? And because otherwise it's going to be an exhausting experience for you and an exhausting experience for the prospect, and then you're acting, and acting is really difficult, okay? So just try not to sound weird. I know it's like weird advice, but your tonality is just off. You have to sound natural, okay? I'll give you a couple of examples. If I'm doing outbound and I go, hi, this is Matt, just from XYZ company. Looks like you wanted some help with X. Okay, that's okay. It's like, hey, this is just Matt from XYZ company. Looks like you were looking for help with X. Is that right? Okay, that sounds really nice. The person wants to talk to me. Why? Because, like, I don't sound like I'm fucking miserable. You don't have to be this, like, leaned out neutral drone that's always trying to, like, have some sort of
bullshit status frame.
It's just, you don't have to, guys. Just sound like a normal human being, and that will get most of you from being not terrible or from being terrible to not terrible. And if you're a top 5% rep, you're doing very, very well. So just, like, tonality trumps words, right? Every single time. Number 3, reps burn out. There is a psychological element to sales. But the one thing that I want you to figure out is that sales at the beginning is a lot harder than when you've been in it for a long time. Now, that may sound like stupid, and it's pretty obvious, but what you have to realize is that when you're new in sales, there's a tremendous amount of brain power that's being used because you're trying to put together puzzles in real time. Not only your puzzle, but their puzzle. And so you're playing like 4D underwater wizard's chess, and people will stack themselves back to back to back to back to back all day. And I'm all for it, but You know, I've done analysis on people, they're like doing 10 calls back to back every day, and they never closed any of the last 4. That's because your brain is goo.
Okay? Your brain is goo.
And so you need to have an understanding as to where you're at and put some controls in place, because like your chances are you don't have the workload capacity. You're trying to be like a triathlete, right? I can do sales all day, every day, because it's not mentally demanding or taxing for me anyway, because I've done it for so long now. But I'm 41 years old, and I was broke until I was 34, 35, I don't know, right? Probably like 34, 35. And I was in sales for a long time, and it took me like 8 years for it to click. So like you have to give yourself a break. Like you're supposed to suck. It's the whole point. Whenever you do anything new, you suck. That's why they have a belt system in martial arts. Otherwise, you're going to go in there and you're going to get tapped by everybody instantaneously every time, and then nobody ever gets a chance to get good. So like understand that that's okay. And then lay out the expectations versus the reality, and understand that like if you are super thirsty for it, it's gonna come through. Desperation kills deals. Just think of it this way, and this is how this really helped me when I figured this out. The outcome of a call has no reflection on the quality of that call. So what does that mean? That means that I should be able to show you a sales call that didn't close, and it is an accurate representation of me as a salesperson in the same way where if one did. Because if you do everything perfectly, let's just say you could close at 70% if every single call was absolutely perfect. That means that you can do it perfectly and lose 30% of the time. So it's not about the outcome, it's about the process. So get obsessed with the process and you will do a lot better. And then you will realize that like you won't have down periods and like mental things to overcome when someone says no, or a series of people say no, because like it's just inevitable, right? And as long as you're doing the process, then you're doing the right thing. All right, so number 4, the pipeline. I've done like 50,000 sales calls, right? And it's because I did outbound full-time for 8 years. So like you get to do a lot of actual sales calls, okay? And the no's become yeses over time. So do you do follow-up? Do you do referrals? One of the easiest ways to be a long-term successful sales rep is just to keep working the leads that you have and that you've already spoken to. It's easier to get someone to buy who has already been spoken to than what it is to get someone to buy who's never been spoken to. It just is. So are you asking for referrals? Are you doing follow-up? Work your pipeline is a much easier way of doing it. Work other people's pipeline because they're probably not, right? Which then goes well into my last point, which is sales is a long game. Most people are tourists. They're in it for 2 years and that's it. It's because it's performance-based. It's like a professional sport. Okay, it's the sport of money. It's the sport of business. I sucked for 5 years before I stopped being terrible. So I made up for my suckiness with volume. Sales mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. You are not going to get good in a year. You might be able to learn some flashy things that you can do on Instagram, right? And then pretend to be a sales coach after a year. But you are not good at sales, because sales is more than just the things that you say. Sales is like the ability to make and close deals. Now, you have to be able to make deals and close deals, okay? But, you know, you have to prepare, and it's a professionalism game. But it takes a long time to be good at, just like anything does. So if you've been in sales for a year or 2 years, and you're like, man, I'm like doing okay, but I'm not where I should be, you probably are where you should be, you're just not where you want to be. And that's a big difference. But like every single silver medalist wanted to be on the gold. It doesn't mean that they deserve to be there. All right, guys, that's 50,000 sales goals compressed into 5 lessons. If you guys want to learn more lessons from me, then I have a membership that you can join. Go down below. There's a link. It's anywhere between 50 and 100 and 200 bucks a month. Go for it. Check it out. But hopefully you got something out of this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hey guys, what's up? Matt here, and I've noticed that a lot of you are not subscribed. So what I want you to do is like go over and hit the little subscription. It really helps the channel out. And if you like the kind of content that I do and you're like, hey, how can I get similar content but pay for it? Then I have a membership. You can go over and join that at any stage that you want. It's like $49 a month up to about $200 a month. And we do like live Q&As. We have a coaching call nearly every single day. And there's like well over 100 videos, and I upload like sort of private trainings and stuff that I do all the time. So if you want to check that out, go for it. Sign up through YouTube, cancel anytime, all that kind of good stuff.